Hello and welcome to another episode of Blackboard Wednesday. I'm your host Jonah. This is where we cover music theory, ideas, concepts, and other music tutorials. In today's lesson, we're going to cover intervals and we're going to use the major scale to help us identify them on a staff. So with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so what are intervals? Intervals are simply the distance between two notes. And there are two kinds of intervals. There are harmonic intervals, which are two notes played at the same time, or melodic intervals, which are two notes played in sequence. Now, in order to name an interval or identify an interval, there's two things you have to keep in mind: the number of the interval and the quality of the interval. The number corresponds to the note based on the distance from the root or the bass note. So in this case, the bass note would be E. If we go up to F, that'd be the second. If we go to G, it would be the third note. So that is a third right there. And same as here, because we're just going from E to G. So E, F would be the second, G would be the third. And then the quality has to do with, is the interval major, minor, augmented, diminished, and for fourths and fifths, we use the word perfect. I'm going to get into more about quality later on in another episode. For now, I'm just going to kind of keep it basic and use the major scale and the intervals in the major scale. So I took the key of C major, and we're starting with the root as C here. So D would just be a major second, E is a major third, F is a perfect fourth. And what I mean by major second, major third, and perfect fourth, that's simply the distance from D to C. So a major second would be the distance between C and D, and a major third would be the distance between C and E. So if I'm looking at a perfect fifth would be the distance of C to G, because I'm traveling 5 notes. So I'm starting on C, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be a perfect fifth. And then A is a major sixth, because the distance from C to A is 6 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And of course it goes on. So we go to B, which is a major seventh, and then C is an octave, which if you think about it, an octave, 8, like an octopus. So there's 8 notes: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And that is the intervals to a major scale. Now you can keep going on to a major ninth, a major 10th, major 11th, on and on. But usually we cut it down to say if there's a high E up here, but we're looking at middle C, we can still call that a major third. Yeah, so that concludes this episode. I hope you found this information useful. If you have any questions, comments, leave them in the comments below. If you like my video, please hit the like button, share it, and also subscribe to my channel if you like my content. Once again, thank you, and I hope to see you next week.